Hello guys, and welcome once again to Savannah Essence. Today we are making a diary from a woman who is 50 years and above her skin. So I am making this anti-aging body and facial cream for her. And so the ingredients we are selecting are basically supposed to support somebody with a matured skin type. So I'm starting with glycerin. Glycerin is a humectant. What that means is that it draws moisture onto the surface of your skin. Once you start aging, the elasticity on your skin starts reducing, and so you would usually need something that will help bring in a lot of moisture onto your skin. The next ingredient we are adding is our hyaluronic acid. Again, hyaluronic acid is also a humectant. What makes hyaluronic acid good in this case is that it helps to increase moisture and it reduces the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles on the face. And so if you have somebody, especially a woman of a particular age, you would want to incorporate some amount of hyaluronic acid into that person's skincare routine to ensure that it helps with fine lines and other things. One way to incorporate hyaluronic acid into your products is to hydrate it in glycerin. If not, it will form clumps and other particles or small clumps on your formulation. Then the next thing we are also going to be using is aloe vera. Aloe vera is also an excellent natural plant to use in your skincare, especially for people with matured skin. When you regularly apply aloe vera to your skin, it helps you to treat eczema, acne, sunburn and other things. And so we are also going to be adding aloe vera to this particular one because when you have a matured skin, your skin is susceptible to a lot of sunburn and oxidation, and you need something that will sort of help with barrier protection as well. And another thing that you also need to do when it comes to aloe vera is to also hydrate it. Again, like hyaluronic acid, if you apply it in your water phase directly, what happens is that it also forms clumps. And so we would also hydrate that also in our glycerin. So we are hydrating our hyaluronic acid and our aloe vera in our glycerin. We're going to set that aside because the aloe vera already has some clumps in it based on its exposure to moisture. And so we're going to set that aside and then start with the water phase. Now for water phase, basically we are talking about water. A majority or huge components of that phase is the water. We're going to be using, this is a body cream, so it's composed of water and then oils. We need a lot of water because at the end of the day, the only thing that really hydrates your skin is your water. We're going to add our Pantenol, which is our vitamin as well, and these also help to soothe and protect your skin. So there are a number of things that we are trying to do for a matured skin type. Number one, we are protecting the skin barrier. Number two, we are trying to hydrate it. And number three, we are trying to protect it. These are the three things that we want to do for somebody with a mature skin. It's good for everybody, but when it comes to matured skin, you want to go an extra mile in trying to retain moisture, in trying to, heal the barrier of the skin, and also trying to protect it from other things that will damage the skin. So we just incorporate our Pantenol. That one dissolves easily in water. You don't need to hydrate it. It's simple, and then you can easily hydrate it in water. The next thing we are going to be using also in this is allantoin. Now for allantoin, what I'm using is that it's good for a lot of things. It helps to reduce irritation and then sensitivity. And when the problem she has is that she used a lot of products that sort of destroyed her skin, so she has dark patches in places on her face that is quite visible, and so she wants to find a way of getting away with it. The thing about allantoin is that it will dissolve in water at a particular temperature. So you see that once I add the allantoin to it, the water has turned this whitish color because the allantoin needs to dissolve at a particular temperature. And so when we put it on fire, or when we start to melt it, or heat it, you will see that the allantoin gradually now dissolves in water. So I'm going to be talking about skin benefits, and then I'm also going to be talking about formulation guidelines, so that it helps people who come here for the various reasons. So we are done with the water phase. We are setting the water aside. The next thing we are going to be using is our or we are going to start to doing is our oil phase. I'm just adding my emulsifier and then my co-emulsifier. In this case, I'm using Ritamols, and then I'm also using Cetyl Alcohol. So Ritamol is an excellent emulsifier. I pretty much like it because it doesn't really have the soaping effects that your other natural emulsifiers have. And for creams, you need a co-emulsifier again to support. I'm using carrot oil because she's a fair skin lady, and I need some carotene in there to sort of help, bring back the dull skin and then add to that shine that carrot oil brings. I'm also using jojoba because jojoba is also effective in treating skin conditions like acne and eczema, and also I really like it. It's a light oil, and so for someone with a matured skin, you do not really want to apply something too heavy on the person's skin. So we're going to be using golden jojoba in this case to also add to our formulation. Then we are going to be using shea butter. Like I said, we want something that will protect the skin, the barrier of the skin. Shea butter serves as an occlusive. So I have all my humectants in this cream. I need something to seal that in once she applies it onto the skin to prevent water loss, what we call epidermal water loss, and that is what shea butter is going to be doing again in this recipe. So we are adding that in there as well, and this is our oil phase. So this is a simple these are the combinations that we are going to be using for this particular cream. So I am going to add the hydrated hyaluronic acid and aloe vera into my water. These are water soluble ingredients, so we add it to the water phase and not the oil phase. So basically, these are the ingredients that I'm using for the skin of this woman, and then these are the reasons why we are using it, and these are some of the basic formulation guidelines that we are going to be using. I'll add a recipe to this in the description box. I need to mention that providing recipes on YouTube is not mandatory. When you come to YouTube, there are a lot of reasons why people share content here. People share content here to educate, to inform, to have fun. It's not everybody who comes to YouTube to share content just to give you free recipes. These recipes, some of us went to school, perfected them over and over and over again. And so when you come here with a sense of entitlement, where is your recipe? Nonsense. Why would you post something without adding a recipe? Why would you say that to somebody? You don't know me from anywhere. When you come to my platform, the least you can be is to be respectful. There are a lot of comments like that on some of our videos, a few of our videos that we decided to add recipes. And I'm sitting around, I'm like, who are these people with this huge sense of entitlement? Where do you get off thinking that people should be sharing recipes that they actually sell in the market? They sell recipes. You can easily buy them. And the funny thing is that these are people who formulate skincare. You formulate skincare and you want to come to YouTube and pick free recipes and go and formulate and sell. Like, what is that? Where do we get off feeling so entitled? That's just something small that I wanted to pass by. It's so not nice. It is not nice. Let's stop doing that. It's not nice. When a content creator decides to share recipes, you take it. When they decide not, you leave it. You can ask, why are you not sharing recipe? The person can respond or the person can leave it. But you don't come here making it seem as if we owe you recipes. Nobody owe you recipes. Okay? All right. Now, like I was talking about I'm done with the ranting. Like I was talking about the allantoin. As you can see, the water is no more white. So at a particular temperature, allantoin will dissolve nice and beautiful in your water. So for those of you who know that allantoin is good for skincare products, and then you add it in your water and realize that it's not dissolving, it is because it needs to start working at a particular temperature. I usually don't do this, but today I just said let me show you how the double boiler method and the sort of how we we melt the oils, or we bring everything to a nice and a temperature that is good enough for formulation. So this is my oil and my water. I'm now going to add my oil to the water, and then I'll blend it. So for this part, you just have to blend it until everything mixes in thoroughly, and then the mixture will start cooling, and once it cools, your emulsion will start to thicken up nice and beautiful. This is also a part where you can troubleshoot. If you start to see separation and other things, and you keep on blending and you realize that it's not working, then you can troubleshoot and figure out whether you use the right amount of emulsifier, whether you use the right emulsifier, whether you use the right co-emulsifier, whether you use the right quantity of co-emulsifier. There are a lot of reasons why this might not work at this stage, but if your recipe is good and solid, your emulsion, this is usually a very simple stage for cosmetic formulation. So we are done here. I said we are done here. We are going to blend this for some time, and then we will also I think I might leave it. I usually leave it overnight. Then the next day I package it and then send it off. So basically that is it. Another thing that I need to add is that usually cosmetic formulations, you formulate for a particular purpose. You don't just get up and say, oh, I'm going to sell skincare and I'm just formulating. I get people come to my inbox and they're asking me questions, and the first question I'm always asking is, who are you formulating for? The products you're making, who is it for? If you're making a body cream, who is it for? So for instance, this is customized, and so this is for somebody who came in our inbox, and I get a lot of customized orders. When I have time, I do it for them, especially if you're an older woman and a nicer older woman. I don't really mind, especially somebody who has had her skin damaged by these quote-unquote organic skincare sellers. You'd want to get something soothing for the person to use on her skin. So for those ones, I do it, but I don't really do skincare, customized skincare for anybody. I don't really have that time. But the advice here I would want to give is that usually you make sure that when you are formulating for a particular purpose. Is it for dry skin? Is it for oily skin? Is it for matured skin? Is it for sensitive skin? Who are you formulating for? Once you ask that question, picking your ingredients becomes simple. Okay, you don't formulate before you now say, oh, it will be good for your skin too. No, you need to find out which skin am I formulating for. Once you answer that question, then your research is almost ended, because it's easy for you to figure out what ingredients you'll be using. Because her skin, okay, I'm done with it. Because her skin is sensitive, I am not going to add fragrance oils to this. I am simply just going to make it fragrance free. I've just added my preservative. I will set it aside, and then that is it for this. The next day I'll come, and then I will it will thicken up nice and beautiful, and then I will just add it to or I'll just put it in the right containers, and then that's it. So I'll just cover it and set it aside. So it's the next day and I'm back, and let me see. So you see our cream is nice and thick, and it's almost have a lotion consistency as well, because I want it to be light and I want the water components to be a lot more, so that we get the hydrating effect that we need. So this is a 500-gram batch, and it's a very nice body cream. I used a bit of it, or I made some after this was done, because I needed to also. I like to test my stuff out and see how they are. So basically this is simple. So this, in addition to a simple niacinamide serum, let me just mention that because she has sensitive skin, people have begun reacting to niacinamide. Not just people, I have reacted to niacinamide, especially when the percentages are higher. So if you are formulating for somebody with sensitive skin, niacinamide tend to have a formulation range of between 1 to 6%. You would want to, stick to the lower spectrum, such as maybe from 1 to 3, so that people who react to it or have sensitive skin, you don't have those things. So this is the cream. Thank you very much for staying tuned and for watching. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to our channel. And like I said, when we decide to share recipes, we take it. When we do not, don't come and insult us, because to be honest with you, it's not nice. It is not nice. It's not nice. It's a learning platform, so you learn whichever way you can. All right, thank you very much, and see you in the next one. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.